Hey everybody, so I've never done an unboxing video before, but I just got my first of what will, wow, shook the whole desk. My first of what will be many shipments of books over the next few weeks and couple of months. I thought everybody else does unboxing videos out there, so why not do a nerdy literature PhD book unboxing. So that's what we're gonna do. I have no idea what's in these. I ordered so many books that I have no idea what is coming. So this actually is going to be a surprise to me, and hopefully fun along the way to see what's in there. So yeah, let's get underway. Oh, by the way, before I start, Amazon, if you're listening, if anyone from Amazon is listening, these envelopes, not so good. We don't like these envelopes. They're really hard to open, even though they're perforated right there along the edge. That's not easy to open. So yeah, so just so you know, not a fan of these envelopes. Okay, so just so you know, I went ahead and opened the envelopes and the boxes. Haven't looked inside them, but I went ahead and opened them because I hate those unboxing videos where people spend like 15 minutes trying to get the boxes open. So we're going to start with this one, the smallest one, and it is really, really thin, and I don't know what I ordered that was that thin, so let's see. James Weldon Johnson, The Autobiography of an Ex-Colored Man, which, by the way, interestingly enough, is in fact not an autobiography. Rather a little small novella. So this would be on my Southern Literature reading list for the fall. And let's see what's next. All right, what do we have here? Yes, so this is really interesting. The Raven and the Philosophy of Composition by Mr. Edgar Allan Poe, who I love, by the way. This is nonfiction, really, really short, but is sort of, I guess, Edgar Allan Poe's treatise on nonfiction. I don't know. Can a treatise be that small? I don't know. Maybe so, but anyway, I'm really excited to read this. I love Edgar Allan Poe. Had no idea that this even existed. Nowhere in my studies has it come up. But I'm really excited to read this one. This also is on my Southern Lit reading list. The narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass by Frederick Douglass himself. I've actually read this before, but it was long enough ago that I think I need to reread it. And if it's on my reading list, I need to have a copy of it, which I didn't. So, excuse me, I went ahead and ordered it, and I'll probably reread at least some of it. This is one I'm really interested to look into. Strange Fruit by Lillian Smith. Lillian Smith, she was an author and also literary critic around the mid 20th century, right after World War II. She started a short-lived literature review that sort of was in competition with the Kenyon Review, and where the Kenyon Review would not take on issues of race as political issues. Lillian Smith's literature review did do that, and anyway, and she also wrote Strange Fruit, and so of course this is also on my Southern Lit reading list, and I'm really excited to check this out. Now, the big box. William Faulkner, Go Down Moses. This is one of the Faulkner novels that I have not yet read. I've read most of his others, but the Go Down Moses is not one of them. So I have three reading lists: Southern Literature, American Literature Post-1945 and Gender History reading list. And that, Gender History field. And that is because the focus of my dissertation is going to be centered around representations of masculinity in American literature, primarily post-1945, so I can't remember whether this particular Faulkner novel is on my Southern Lit reading list or American Lit. Either way, go down Moses, William Faulkner. John Updike, Rabbit Run. This is another one that I have read, but it's been a minute ago, and I don't have a copy of it, and so I needed to get a copy of it, probably reread at least part of it. This is definitely on the American Lit post-1945 reading list. Yes, Kurt Vonnegut, Slaughterhouse-Five. Definitely have read this fairly recently. So probably won't reread this, but again, didn't have it on my shelf and needed it just in case I end up writing about it in something. And so here it is, John Updike, Kurt Vonnegut, Slaughterhouse-Five. Yeah, really interested in this one. Ishmael Reed, Mumbo Jumbo. Have not read anything of his, but from the couple of synopses that I've read about this particular book and the little bit that I've read about his life, I'm really interested to read this. This is on my American Lit reading list. Ishmael Reed, Mumbo Jumbo. James Baldwin's Giovanni's Room. I have not read this by James Baldwin, but I have read his essay, The Fire Next Time, which is wonderful. And of course, I mean, James Baldwin is so well known for being an outspoken advocate for the civil rights movement. He also happened to be a gay man, spent a lot of his life as an expatriate in England and did a lot of his writing there. But just really powerful work, The Fire Next Time. So I'm interested to read. I'm excited to read Giovanni's Room. And this is on my American Lit reading list. What have we got here? Another James Baldwin, Another Country. Again, have not read this and am excited to read it. American Lit, post-1945. Huckleberry Finn. Okay, yes, I've read Huckleberry Finn. I'm not that out of touch with things. But a couple of years ago, I gave away my copies of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn to a friend of mine who is teaching American literature in high school, 11th grade American literature in high school, and so I don't have a copy of it on my shelf. I feel certain that Mark Twain will come up somewhere in my writing at some point. So yeah, Huckleberry Finn, Southern Lit. So this one, I'm really interested to read it again. Harriet Jacobs, Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl. Was unfamiliar with this work until recently when I read Toni Morrison's nonfiction work, The Origin of the Other. I think that's the title of it. Anyway, that's close to it. And she mentions this book in it. And so I'm really excited to read it. Harriet Jacobs, Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl. This is a true narrative by an ex-slave about her time as a slave when she was a young girl. So, of course, Southern Lit reading list. There's so many in here. Zora Neale Hurston, Their Eyes Were Watching God. Of course, I've read this. But the same with Huckleberry Finn. I gave it away to my friend who was teaching 11th grade literature, and so didn't have it on my shelf. If you have not read this book, you need to read this book. This is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful book by a wonderful writer, Zora Neale Hurston. who will definitely end up in some kind of writing that I do. Ah, yes. One that I'm really excited to read, Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita. I have not read this. I know. Don't scold me. But I'm really excited to read Lolita. I mean, there are so many references to this book in just our modern American culture that just fly right by me because I've not read it yet. So I'm excited to read this. This is on my American Lit post-1945 reading list, and this will probably be one of the first things I read this summer because I'm so curious about this book and what makes it such a huge part of our culture. Raymond Carver's What We Talk About When We Talk About Love. This is a collection of short stories. I've read a couple of them, but not all of them, and found them to be interesting and well written and compelling stories. And so I wanted to add this whole collection of his short stories to my reading list. And this is American Lit, I think. I don't know. I don't have those lists right in front of me, so I can't really remember. But anyway, yeah, What We Talk About When We Talk About Love, Raymond Carver, collection of short stories. Excited to read this. And then last, the Oxford Spanish Dictionary. Now you're probably thinking, Jason, you are a literature major and your focuses are American Lit and Southern Lit from the Southern United States. Why do you need a Spanish dictionary? Well, I need a Spanish dictionary because next Thursday, the 14th of May, I am taking my required translation test, which is a test required of all PhD students. In order to get a PhD, you have to pass this translation test or an equivalent. And so next Thursday, I will sit down with my dictionary and a piece of paper and a pen and a text that is written in Spanish. And I will have 2 hours to use nothing but my dictionary and the pen to translate that text into what would be considered an acceptable and passing translation. So that's it. My first unboxing video. In the comments, please drop me a comment. Be nice. Drop me a comment and let me know what you think. Should I do another one? Is this interesting to you? I'm probably going to end up featuring some of these books on my Go Read posts that I do. If there's one of them that you're curious about, let me know and we'll talk about it. Either when I read it or if it's one that I've already read, we'll go ahead and talk about it. First unboxing video done. By the way, down in the comments, there are links to my Amazon shopping list. And if you feel so compelled, or if you feel so generous, feel free to log in to one of those lists on Amazon and send me a gift. And when I unbox it, I will mention you. I will call out your name and thank you for it. That's it. We're done. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. The weather tomorrow, Saturday, is supposed to be beautiful. So take advantage of that. Get outside. Now I'm going to go, and I've got to go get back to a paper that I'm just about finished with. And then I have to start on another big paper tomorrow. Oh, I'm so glad this semester is almost over with. You guys take it easy. We'll see you again really soon. Bye.